So this here is my file server. I know it's kind of loud, but it's been having some problems recently. I do keep backups and stuff, which makes it a lot better, but it's been having some drive problems. These two bottom drives here are each 146 gigabyte SAS 15K Seagate Cheetah drives, running in a RAID 0. Probably not the smartest, but it's pretty fast, and I need kind of the space. Or at least I was. I probably won't anymore. The only problem is right now, I've made this little test bench here for it, and you see it can't mount stuff. It's been giving a lot of errors. It boots into Slash. Sometimes it boots because I make images of the boot drive, so I can do backups and stuff via using a DD image. It's not letting me use those images. I can copy the image over and it boots once and works, and then it just stops. And it's not working at all right now. So what I'm going to try to do is, here I have a live stick of Ubuntu. I'm going to boot it in now. I'm going to run bad blocks on it and see if I can find any other problems. I might also try reformatting the RAID array, maybe like a RAID 1, because I have 2 drives, and just hoping that helps. I'm probably going to also have to do a reinstall. I'll do that in this video as well. And yeah, I will putting the USB stick in. I have to do a reinstall. This is running CentOS 7 on it. I like using it. It's a nice OS. But drive issues, they're fun. And yeah, that guy gets loud. So I'm gonna start this up back when we get into Ubuntu, and we're gonna try to run bad blocks to search the drive. It does delete all the data, but I don't really care because I have a ton of backups of it. So here I am inside Ubuntu right now, and I have a terminal open up here. Let's move this down so you can see it. Yeah, the graphics card in this thing sucks, and it works okay with Windows Server 2003, but other than that, it seems to struggle. Might work a bit better with some newer Windows stuff, but I don't really care about GUIs because all I use is that. Okay. First gonna run sudo s, makes us root. Next thing we're gonna do is fdisk, oh I can't spell, L, this lists all the drives on the computer. This is so you can tell what the drive letter of the drive we're wanting to use is. It normally tends to go to SDA, but if I type in the wrong thing, I can kind of delete a lot of files I don't want to do, because I also have quite a few. Yep, it's SDA here. It's a 292 gig drive. So we're gonna go, we're first gonna just try bad blocks on /WSV. This tells us, and it also does a writes all data over. So this should do it. Let's see if it does it. Okay, I spelled something wrong. That's kind of a given. Bad blocks. Now it should work. Apparently it is use, so we can go fdisk/dev/sda. I don't know why it would be in use, but we're just gonna delete all the partitions. So if we print it now, there's no partitions, so we can write changes of W, and then this should work. I'm gonna have to look at this and then I'll go get back to you and make it work. So DD just finished running, so let's hope it lets me run bad blocks now. So bad blocks still in use. That's weird. Let me look into that. So after all the problems with it, one thing I found you can do is you can use F to force it. So we're going to do that now. And we see it slowly chugging through. It'll list the errors and list the % done. You can see this is going to take quite a while, because it's a fairly big drive and it's fairly fast though. So does this report how much usage there is? Yeah, we're seeing about 30 megs a second, right? So I'll be back in another few hours once it's done doing this. Okay, so bad blocks ran completely fine. So there's some other problems. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reboot this install. And then I'm going to boot it to mimtest86. And if mimtest It runs fine. I'm guessing it was just a bad install. This install on here was from an image that I made of the boot drive. So I'm entering the boot menu. If it's an image I made from another drive, maybe the other server that had that image got corrupted. Maybe there's just something bad with that install that I don't know about. I have no idea. I'm just hoping it's some weird one-off issue and won't happen again. Entering boot menu. Just saying these servers take forever to post. Because unlike a desktop, they check everything. Because you normally don't reboot them very often. Okay, so here you go. Here's a quick explanation. It has remote access, so that's DRAX or DRAX, so it shows you the IP and stuff like that. So basically this guy lets you turn it on and off remotely. There's a RAID card, it's made by LSI, but it's rebranded a perk. And then you have the virtual drives. It says 2. I'm probably not going to touch the RAID array since the drives appear fine. And just do a reinstall. Keep scrolling up. There's the IP address, so the remote access thing, you can change the settings, basically the password. Nothing else you can really change. Now we're in the boot menu. Gonna go front USB and boot onto my USB stick. You go tap it here, English, and we're gonna go test memory. And this here is, here we go. We have MemTest86 now. We see, yeah, there's no L3 cache. We got 4 megs of L2, 16 gigs of RAM, which is fairly fast memory. I mean, it's fairly fast for DDR2. It's DDR2 fully buffered DIMMs in here. Latencies are pretty slow. It's going to test all of this memory. And also it has ECC enabled, so yeah, let's let this guy run, and then I'm going to try reinstall if this guy doesn't help at all. Okay, so it's been running memtest. It runs it fine, so I'm guessing it was just some weird install problem. So what I'm going to try now is I have this USB stick here, which has a copy of CentOS 7 on it. We're going to try installing that. And I'm booting into that, so let's get this guy rebooted and put it into the CentOS installer. Okay, so here it's ready to go. I'm going to go through the setup process. I'm English, I'm in the US. It's going to take a minute. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Install source. We're going to change the server to a server with a GUI because I do need a GUI for doing some things on the system here. Let's zoom in a little bit. That should be focused. We will now install all of the parts I need. This is useful. Else puts target CLI and a few other things on it. I don't want KDE. It comes with that by default. I'm going to put this on there. I might use that in the future. Virtualization stuff, I need all of that. And that should be everything I need. So we're going to go hit done. Our install place. Now I have 3 drives on here. This is the boot drives. This is the install media, so no. This is all my data media, so I'm going to click on this guy. I'm going to tell it I will configure it. And hit done. And it will now give you this guy. So we're going to be using LVM. I'm sticking with LVM. It works pretty well. You know what? BTRFS. You know what? I might go with BT. No, we're doing LVM. Okay. And we're going to create them automatically here because I'm lazy. So it makes a /home partition. I can make this guy smaller, which I might do. Gonna set this guy. I want this to be small, so I'm gonna set this guy to 20 gigs, which might sound strange, but you know what? No, I'm gonna leave it full size. I don't need encryption on here because it's a server and I want it to boot well. And I mean, this seems pretty good. I'm not really gonna touch it. It has 8 gigs of swap. It has the server has 16 gigs of RAM. So I don't really need that. Everything else looks good. It's not connected to the internet, but it's fine because it's on local media. And now it's going to tell it to install that. I'm going to now give it the password and username off camera. And then I'm going to get back once we're on the desktop and I'm going to go configure a few things. Well, it's finally done and all the network transfers are running at their normal speeds, which is max gigabit, which is what this guy's capable of. everything seems to be fine and running. I have a few more like backups and VMs and stuff to set up on it, but other than that, he's done and ready to go again. So must have been some weird OS corruption. Just hope that never happens again. So thanks for watching this little video on updating my file server, and please like if you liked it, and thanks for watching. Bye.